That is a death spiral. Those are ants. Other people call this an ant mill, maybe because they also fear TikTok's word filter. Whatever you call it, it is hundreds or thousands or even millions of ants going around and around in a circle until they finally just become exhausted. That is why they call it a death spiral, because it only ends one way. Have you ever seen this? Okay, you ask, so why are they doing it? And that is the creepy part, the part that haunts me. Ants, as you probably know, do not have thinking brains. They organize through pheromones. One ant will go out and find food or water or the location for the hive and will leave a trail of chemicals, of pheromones that the other ants will follow. And the system of pheromones lets them operate in concert, lets them organize in a way as if they are a hive mind or consciousness. But occasionally an individual or a group will get off the path and will leave a pheromone trail that forms a loop. And so some ants start following that loop, and then others join in, going around and around and around. We once found an ant mill that was 1,200 feet in circumference. It took the ants 2.5 hours to make it all the way around. All of them certain that they're on the right path, because if they weren't, why would everyone be going this way? Because even if they had minds that could think, following the trail is the only logical decision. Because the system works. They know it does. Ants are a more successful species than we are. For every one human on Earth, there are 2.5 million ants. And so around and around they go. Not because it's right, not because it makes sense, but it's because what everyone else is doing. And even if these creatures could think, the idea that they're just going around in circles purely because a single ant long ago went the wrong way would have to be unthinkable. To the point that they would probably argue with you all day, insisting that this makes perfect sense. And likewise, if I ask any people, do you think that humans sometimes get into patterns like this? They will say, oh, absolutely, this can happen to other people. If this was me, I would be the one that goes out and breaks the pattern.
Yeah, I am sort of just in agreement there. I definitely think that that's something that happens to other people and not to me. Actually, I think it is something that happens to me, but it's something that only happens to me when I'm acting like other people. Like how Yorick Bernison, the armored bear, was only able to be tricked when he wasn't acting like a bear. I have the ability to see where things are going. I always have. Like when I first started exercising, I chose a method of exercising, high frequency, low intensity, perfect form, push-ups, bodyweight squats, etc. And that program made me virtually indestructible. And the reason I did that is because I saw injuries as the major thing that happened to people who lifted weights all the time. And people who lift weights all the time, they're just talking about getting injured. It's like, I don't want to get injured, so I'm not going to lift weights all the time. Well, what's the benefit of lifting weights? I'm like, well, my body seems to adapt to what I do. I can go on hiking trips occasionally. Even though I didn't exercise at the time, I knew I had the ability to go hike for days at a time. I'd be sore for days after, but I could do it. So I'm like, I have the ability to push myself. I walk every day a little bit, and I can push myself to hike. Okay, maybe if I do push-ups every day, I'll be able to push myself to do more things with my upper body. Maybe if I do pull-ups every day, I'll be able to push myself to do more things with the pulling muscles of my body. Maybe if I do squats every day, I'll be able to push myself to do more of those things. So maybe I'll just get my body used to doing those things as if I were an animal out in the wild. Like an animal out in the wild doesn't exercise every day, it just kind of does animal things. But if it needed to chase down another animal or run away, it would be able to do that. Like that seems to be like the pattern of how things work. And then sometimes I'll convince myself that I don't actually know what's up. Like, no, why do I have unique insight into things? Wouldn't all these like Olympic coaches and like Olympic athletes and all these other people, they would definitely know more about how I should function. And so I start following the spiral rather than just looking at the world in front of me. And wouldn't you know it, I think that that's the secret to all of it.